What's up, guys? Welcome to the Kings Arena podcast brought to you by Devon Kings. My name is Miri Colette. On today's episode, we've got two very special guests. And first off, we have food photographer and chef, Diary of a Nigerian chef. Did I get it right?
Anyone.
Whichever. Welcome to the
Thank you. Hi,
pod.
Mary.
Hi.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm amazing. It feels good to be here, actually.
I'm
Feels
sure.
Good, yeah.
That's great. We've also have comedian, stand-up comedian, producer, actor, writer, the whole shebang, Olu Salako, aka SLK.
What up, beautiful people?
How are you today?
I'm great.
Good to have you.
I'm not to be in the middle of two
beautiful women. I know.
I love women.
She is so beautiful.
Obviously, you love women.
Chris Rock will say, I love women. My mother is a woman. That helps. So
exactly.
Like that.
SLK is so good with words, guys. He is so good. Are you going to be wowing us with some... some wordplay.
We'll try our best.
Knock our socks off. You're ready.
To sound humble.
I mean,
And he's not humble on Instagram.
No,
he's not. We see you. We see you.
Oh, he's serious?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Intensive care unit. I see you too.
He just did. See, he just did it. So, guys, today we would be talking about being Nigerian. The topic is I am Nigerian. Let's talk. Okay. I know.
Sounds sweet, actually. I am Nigerian.
Let's talk. Yes. So the first question I have is, being Nigerian the same no matter where you're born?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You come closer to your mic.
Yeah, I feel like if you're not born in Nigeria, you wouldn't really have the Nigerian experience. It's really different for you. So being born in Nigeria gives you that exclusive Nigerian experience. If you're not born in Nigeria, then you wouldn't understand what it means to truly be a Nigerian. That's
Do you
just
agree
it for
with
me.
this?
I'm one leg in, one leg out.
Tell me
the
about
sense
it.
that At first, I would have said no, just like about thinking about it now. I'm like, what makes us Nigerian is actually not the location, but the people. So it depends. If you were born outside the country, but you are surrounded by Nigerians, best believe you're going to have that Nigerian factor. Maybe not as pronounced, but it's going to be there. So, for example, if you're born in UK and everybody around you is Nigerian, born to a Nigerian family, a typical Nigerian family in the UK, typical. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You will kind of have the Nigerian character, but the problem now is you're going to school in the UK. You're going to have the UK environment, which will still rub off on you. So that's why we have African Americans and stuff like that. So,
but you know that there are some African Americans that feel like, I saw a video the other day where this African American was basically saying, "Oh, you're African, I'm African American." So there's a difference, almost like, okay, so the video was, the African American accused the African security guard of being racist because he is African. And yes.
Actually, a friend of mine actually said that she has not experienced racism in America. So there seems to be this divide.
There is a divide between
African Americans and Africans that are in America.
Wow.
I'm serious. It seems like an invisible divide, but I think
I agree.
There's that thin line. So they are not racist. They kind of according to them, they kind of like Africans that come to America. But black African Americans really suffer the racism, according to them. That's what they seem to believe. I would not call that racism anyways, if that is the case. Maybe something else, but not racism.
What do you think?
I feel like some people wouldn't even know what racism is. For some people are just living in a bubble. You understand? So maybe for instance, for people like us that grew up in Nigeria, we know when we leave Nigeria and it hits us, we understand what it is. But if you've grown up all your life surrounded by all you understand, it wouldn't really make a difference to you. So you wouldn't even know if it was that or not.
Yeah. Speaking of growing up, there seems to be a very huge difference between growing up as kids and now. Would you say you're a millennial?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I am actually.
Oh,
Sorry, I
Would
thought you
you-
said Gen Z.
No.
what's everybody against being Gen
What is so wrong with being Gen Z?
You know why? You know the thing is, especially with Yoruba people, they don't appreciate how young you are by just saying your age, but by saying the year you were born. So I meet somebody and she goes like, "Oh, I'm 21." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." What year were you born? 1999. Nigeria 99. You were born in Nigeria 99.
Or 2000 and
Y2K. Y2K. Really?
Okay, I see that actually. I
So
see that.
when that comes, you're like, "Oh, you're such a small girl."
Yeah,
So
I see that.
you didn't watch Everyday People.
I know. I know. There is such a gap between
Yeah, there
growing
is.
up in Nigeria then and now.
There is.
The difference is huge.
There is actually.
But do you sometimes feel jealous? I feel
No,
like
I don't.
I feel
I
jealous
don't. No, I
sometimes.
Wait, why
don't.
do you think there's a difference? Well, people
No, there
are
is
more
actually.
enlightened. you
Yes, there is so much more. There's exposure. People
feel
are
like,
more
yeah.
conscious of
Technology.
things,
a lot of
technology.
information.
Stuff. Yeah, true.
A lot of information.
I used to
now.
imagine how life was without phones. And
But you know we lived that
part
life.
of it. Yeah,
We lived that life.
I lived
But
that
you
life
know
and
what?
it was crazy.
I think there's a downside because I feel like we were happier without phones
You think?
to some extent. Because now it's like everybody's depressed. Everybody's
Yeah, there's a-
suffering from one thing or
Do
the
you
other.
think? Don't you think the depression was there, but maybe it wasn't just as pronounced because
Okay.
we didn't have phones and social media.
No, why I would okay. you
Yeah.
want to say?
I feel like it was there, but it wasn't so much. Now you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on your Twitter, Clubhouse, everywhere, and there's that pressure from people doing things. Your colleagues, your mates, your family can now monitor your progress.
Yeah.
And chip in some things, some underlining pressure. You understand? So I feel it's more now. Yeah.
I'll speak from pressure. Pressure is now more,
Yeah.
thereby leading to depression.
Depression.
When you apply, it's
Yeah,
literally. It's
yeah.
always, you can always sense it literally when there's pressure. You just depress the container, something like that. So there's depression that comes as a result of pressure.
We
But
see what
also,
you did there.
also there are a lot of things we pick up that we think they are really nice, but they end up getting us depressed on the long run or medium run. So, for example, man is a gregarious animal. We're used to actually enjoying ourselves. Like you will go out, we go out. When you see people, you play games, physical games. You do after round one, you talk. But you see a bunch of people just on their phones and they're together, they're just hanging out.
Yeah.
You can literally. I think a story was told of a man, an elderly man. He went to shop in the supermarket abroad, and the young guy was like, "Do you know that you can just order this stuff?" And he said, "Yeah, I know, but while I was coming here, I greeted the security man in the way. I greeted people in the way. I exchanged, I discussed with someone.
Yeah.
I checked on my friend that was not, and I bought the stuff physically. Like that culture is dying, and that is in association and stuff. Those are the things that bring fulfillment, and hence
Exactly.
no
So
depression.
do you think? So you think growing up in Nigeria before was definitely way better than it is now?
in the long run, it will be.
I feel like for us, the experience they will feel is better. For the new people, they feel like this is the best it could ever be. So this
Yes,
is just
no.
our opinion.
That's not, they think we're hating on them.
I mean, I kind of agree with them, to be honest. Some things that I see now, I just wish if I had
it then.
if I had the level of exposure that they have now.
Like what?
For instance, I feel like they have more of a choice now. Like you see kids at 18, you know, content creators making money. You know, they already know what they want to do. You know, you can hardly tell a kid of 18 years old, a Nigerian kid of 18 years old now, that you have to be a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant.
True,
This
true
is what
that.
you have to read in school.
True that.
I feel like now they have a mind of their own.
I agree.
But there's a flip side to that.
Okay.
The fact that they have choices actually makes them vulnerable to vices. So you have a
But you learn from these vices, don't you think? You learn from the
devices, but it might be too late. Some people don't outgrow them. Some people are not lucky enough to have. Experience is not always the best teacher. It's a good teacher, but it's not the best. It's not the safest.
Are you sure?
People die. What if you die along the way from drug overdose or something? Do you get? So
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
I get what he's saying. I feel like every time we embrace something, we have to let go of some other things. So you can't have it all. You can't have the freedom and then not have
so
the
that
vices
it's
like
double
you said.
As well.
So
Yeah,
I might
so-
have choices, but in the end, the fact that I have choices makes like there's a form of laxity with training us.
Exactly.
As if, like my father will say things like, "I'm not your friend. I'm your
Fair,
father."
yeah.
So he can tell you to do stuff. And some of the things, let's be honest, there's some things that if they had allowed us to do, we probably might not be.
Are you sure? You can't really say because you haven't experienced them.
Trust me,
you
when
know?
freedom, we see freedom all over social media. When you see, I have a saying that absolute freedom is serious bondage. It's bondage in disguise. Absolute freedom is bondage in disguise. There has to be boundaries, and those boundaries have to be set early. Because at 18, there's some decisions I made when I was 22.
I agree. Yeah.
There's some decisions I made when I was 22 that I feel stupid for. Do you understand? Not to talk of 17, 18, 16.
But you know, some decisions you made at 18 could have made or marred your entire future. What if those decisions? What if you had the chance to make a decision that made or shaped how your future would come out?
Okay,
but because you didn't have as much exposure,
I agree.
You didn't make those decisions.
Because if you had enough information to make better decisions,
yes,
when you were 16, 17, 18, then you would not have made horrible decisions.
Okay, I'll give you an example.
No doubt.
When I was 18, if I had as much exposure as I have now, I wouldn't have gone to school to study accounting.
True. You're very correct.
I did.
So
I had no interest in accounting.
We're
But
flipping topics now. I was talking from the perspective of freedom and choices.
so we've established that there is a huge gap between growing up then as Nigerians and growing up now. Would you trade it for anything? Would you trade how you grew up as a Nigerian?
No, I wouldn't.
Tell me about it.
I wouldn't because, I don't think I would turn out the way I am turning out now. I feel there's more to life than just career. Maybe I'll be richer. Maybe I'll have made some better decisions career wise. But I think the values, because I values also, your value system is also a product of how you grew up. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. I feel with the increase in choice comes the risk, the very high risk of making the wrong decisions. Both career-wise and also value-wise. So yeah.
Fair. Would you change how you grew up as a Nigerian for anything?
That question, man. Like, I think a part of me would. Yeah, I think a part of me would trade because, I just wish I had more choices. Yeah. I wish I had more choices.
Yeah.
In a different environment, because right now, I feel like my life would have turned out a bit better if I had more choices.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, maybe I would trade. Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned something earlier when we were talking that, more choices also has to do with more money.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Tell me about that.
In Nigeria, if you don't have money, a lot of times it feels like you don't have anything.
Like your choices are limited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you want to give your children a better life, you have to have more money, which means you have to work more, which means you spend less time with them. So in the end, it's like you're just going round and round and shooting yourself in the foot. You understand?
Yeah.
So basically, being a Nigerian and being a happy Nigerian means having more money.
A lot of money.
Basically, that is it.
So basically, if you don't have money, your choices are very limited as a Nigerian.
True.
Exactly.
We all agree with this.
I think so. Yeah, I mean,
don't you agree?
Well, yeah.
I think I agree.
Well, I personally have the opinion that there's an overemphasis on money. But you cannot rule out the fact that money plays an important role.
A very important role.
When you want to have choices. But yeah, true.
Huge. Speaking of, some of the vices that comes with being Nigerian, let us actually talk about it. There is so much that comes with being Nigerian that basically it's like you can't get a break from. It's literally one thing after the other. Very recently was the hike in fuel prices.
212.
I don't even know how that got resolved. Are we back to the normal price?
Yeah, we're back to the normal
I think so.
price.
I think we're back.
You're so fresh. We back to the normal price.
I don't.
I just drop the money and I just buy it. Man.
I don't. Are we back? Are we back?
Like me yesterday, I was still looking at it. That's the price, Abi. Don't cheat me.
I think the president even came one time. I was like, I didn't even know that there was an increase. What happened?
Yeah.
Only in Nigeria will the president not know.
Do we even really have a president?
That's another question.
Exactly.
I heard we have a clone.
Exactly.
Like, speaking of vices, our president has a vice.
What's the vice?
He has, not just one. How would he say it?
He has a vice president. He just did
I
his
just got it.
thing.
Yeah, I just got it.
So yeah, like so many vices, guys. Bad governance,
The
hiking.
Bitcoin thing that we were even trying to celebrate and enjoy making money from. It just
You
came
understand? It's like we can't catch a break in this country.
They don't want you to be happy.
It's crazy, and bad governance is one thing that I feel like we need to get to the root of in this country. And as much as it saddens me that we have to wait till 2023 to get that out of the way, I can't help but wish there was like a better way that we could go about it.
Do you really think that
After
by then things are going to change? Because I feel like you're not being real if you think things are going to change.
The root of bad leadership in this country is you and I.
Exactly.
The truth is,
Tell me about it.
if you have a basket full of 100 balls, 98 red balls, or let me be modest, 90 red balls and 10 blue balls. Oh, that did not sound.
Where is it going?
That did not sound right.
That came out wrong.
And 10 blue balls. Now stick to the real meaning of blue balls. So if you pick a ball at random, you can pick a ball at random 10 times and pick red balls.
Because they are more than the blue balls, yeah.
Yeah, because they are more than the blue balls.
Yeah.
Now, what am I trying to say with the blue balls thing?
Oh God,
My
yeah.
point is-
What are you trying to say?
My point is, the average Nigerian is not doing the right thing. We're a bunch of people. Let me tell you, something as little as driving, you indicate that you want to go left. The person with the right of way will never allow you. It's almost like you want to take my virginity. Yes. So that way. So you can see what we do with little power. That's my point.
Yeah.
Most likely that person, when he gets up there and gets real power, he will abuse it.
Yeah, exactly.
Most likely. So
Exactly.
if we don't change our mindset, and it's going to take a long time, if we don't change our mindset as Nigerians, that we need to queue, we need to respect other people, we need to do this, we need to do that, you need that. The police, the average policeman that wants to get your money, if he becomes the president, he's going to steal money.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, he's going to abuse power when he uses his gun and as a police
Exactly,
officer now.
yeah,
So the
true.
average Nigerian, the entrepreneur ripping people off, the people collecting contracts and doing jejun projects, collecting large sums of money, doing jejun projects so that they can get another loan. By the time by the time that person gets to position of power, abuse it. So it's a cycle. Something that, because we don't import our leaders from Ghana. We don't import our leaders from. They are amongst us.
They are amongst us.
So no matter how many times we try picking balls, we'll most likely not pick blue balls.
We would keep picking red.
And even when we feel like we've picked the right person, the environment, everybody
would corrupt.
puts pressure on the right person to become.
I should title that
the wrong
speech blue
person.
balls.
but you know that sometimes I feel like if we want to tackle the Nigerian problem, we should start from like kindergarten, from nursery schools, from the church.
To start nurturing
from
people
the
and
mosques,
teaching people.
Like a whole lot of information should go into
correcting the.
if you understand,
truthfully,
from the foundation.
You know what you just said has honestly kind of broken my heart, in the sense that I feel like one of the things that we rely on as Nigerians is faith. Faith that, it's bad now, it will be better tomorrow. I feel like that's one thing that we've always had as Nigerians from day one. It go better, it will be better. It go be, things like that.
It's looking what?
Do you understand? And that's something that we always depend on when things like bad governance, when we see these things happening. And if you take that away from us, it's like, what do we have left?
I feel like that is why we are still here, because Ego Better will keep us there for 1,000 years. Like basically, we are still here doing the same thing, and we are being naive to feel like, okay, the next year, because it's 2021, it's a new year. Yeah, happy new year. Everything will change.
New year resolutions, so new year, new me.
You understand?
As long as people, as much as people like to yab my alma mater, if I choose to call them that, Covenant University.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The truth is, that template, I was telling somebody, if I want to change the mindset of a couple of people, what am I going to do? Very simple. Pack them in a place alone, isolate them, cut off information, cut off communication with other people, with the outside world. Like I'm trying to change some people's mindset, right? I put them in a place. I will not allow them live for years. Keep brainwashing them and pumping them with what I want them to think. Like.
Is that what they did to you guys?
Really release. That's technically that's the template of covenant. You're isolated, no phones, nothing. You don't go out easily.
Yeah.
Then you're in a place where things work to a very large extent. They tell you things, how Nigeria should be, how things should be.
They condition your brain, basically.
Your brain, you release.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes they feel that, some CU students are naive. No, they just know, like, why?
That's
why
all
is
they
this
know.
Like this?
That's all they know.
And the success rate is actually evident because we see the results. Even in the entertainment industry, you see people just trying to do things the right way.
Yeah.
Rick Asani, Simi, Bez, Aka, like everybody, like these are CU graduates.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Okay.
Z1, Imam, my God,
wait,
Maraji.
What is going on? Come on. So we didn't go to Commonwealth University now. What's going on?
I'm just giving you, and even in the corporate world, it's like that. There was a stat that came out, and what I'm not saying this for anything. I'm just saying the fact that we need institutions educate from the scratch to actually pump, like brainwash people.
Exactly.
He said brainwash.
When you say brainwash,
it's not a bad. It's not a bad thing. You can brainwash people to think the right way. That's just the point. Why do you think Americans? Why do you think we think America is like a palace? They brainwashed us with their movies. They show the best things. It's brainwashing. I mean, you want to brainwashing does not. I know it's used largely with bad stuff,
with negative stuff. Yeah.
There's positive brainwash where you cannot see impossibility. You cannot see bad. Like you don't want to do bad.
But I mean, obviously, as much as that works, or it works for CU students, you can't possibly do that for the entire Nigeria, for the whole Nigeria.
I'm just saying, it's a place to
maybe
start.
we can start from the foundation. Maybe a CU nursery and primary school somewhere in the future. Because what he's saying, and he's calling those names, and you're looking at those people, and they're actually pacesetters in the industry that they are in.
Yeah.
So maybe that would actually work.
Yeah, okay.
That would actually work.
No, but to be honest, you need to start from the roots. Like
exactly,
I've heard of our public schools, for example. If we invest in quality education, not just education as in academics, like total education. That's why if you remember when your convocation, they say he has been found worthy in character and in learning. Because character is a vital part. The fact that you need to teach people that when you get to the bus stop, you have to queue. You respect when you get to the supermarket, you queue. You don't just throw things outside. Those are very strong part of education.
Yes.
You know how to
and leadership as well.
How not to collect bribe. Honesty. I don't know whether we have that moral. I don't know whether we still have moral in our curriculum.
No, I don't think we do.
Especially at secondary school level. I mean, primary school. Come on, man.
Those are areas that we need to tackle.
So that's brainwashing. You're telling them this is how humans live. This is how humans can survive as a people. But we don't have that anymore.
Maybe we should use molding, not brainwashing. Because when I hear brainwashing, my brain immediately just goes into the negative aspect. But yeah, I agree with you, SLK. Like I very much agree with you. I feel like waiting until 2023 for a miracle to happen and pick the chosen one who will just come and turn everything around is like a reach. Yeah. And we definitely need to tackle things from the roots.
Yeah.
We've mentioned so many things, so many vices that comes with being Nigerian. I think there are also good parts that we can touch on. Do you want to tell us one good part of being Nigerian for you?
The resilience of being in Nigeria.
I knew you was going to say that.
Everybody says that now. That's what they say now. You can suffer and smile, but the fact that we can adapt to things, like I personally, growing up in Nigeria has helped me to adapt. Because. Maybe because of our weather and also the fact that we don't fall, from what I've watched though, like our immunity, even biologically, the fact that our water is not exactly the best. We've grown up in such a way that we're now tough.
If you can survive in Nigeria,
you can survive
anywhere. Yeah. What's the favorite part of being Nigerian for you?
I think it is knowing that the government won't do anything for you and doing things for yourself. Basically. Like, as an entrepreneur, there are a lot of policies that have been put in place to frustrate you.
Yeah.
So just knowing that the system is designed to make you feel frustrate you.
And still going against that system.
Makes you sit up and look for ways. You become very innovative. So you look for ways to make yourself like shine, make
like
your
a
business work either ways. And so when you leave Nigeria to where it actually works, where the government
You just-
actually
You
works,
shine.
You just
exactly,
shine.
Automatically.
Exactly.
Speaking of unconventional jobs, you have a job that wasn't seen as conventional back in the day. You know, growing up in Nigeria, like we said, you're a food blogger, you're a food photographer, and the system isn't exactly designed in such a way that it doesn't cater to your kind of profession. Let's be honest.
True.
How do you thrive in the midst of all these these things that Nigeria keep throwing at you?
I feel like Nigeria failed a lot of people, and then people began to look for ways to make money, and then this entrepreneurship came, and then foodpreneurs started rising. Everybody's packaging something to sell: crayfish, amala, pounded yam, this one, that one. And now I am in the food industry. I'm a food blogger. So they come to me to create content for them. So I am actually enjoying should I say, the bad parts. You understand? Because everyone, even people that have 9 to 5, they have a side hustle, which is basically maybe food product and the rest.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying something. I don't know how to put it.
You're making lemonades out of lemons.
Exactly. So I feel like it was a bad situation, but it's favoring us because now you have over 500 food bloggers in Lagos only. Yeah, basically, because there's a market for us.
You have a number.
So if you want to launch, a food product, you're looking for a food blogger.
Yeah,
and people are launching products every day.
Yeah,
every freaking day.
Yeah, because that's one good thing that Nigeria has: a variety of food.
Exactly.
Like you would find so much food in Nigeria, in this country.
But
food, though. That's another good thing about the country.
Yeah, the food.
I know. I can't live anywhere else.
Yeah, the
like
food,
seriously,
pepper.
Seriously, the food.
When I was in the UK, I was looking for pepper. Let me eat.
Because everything else will just make you want to throw up.
It's until they finally got this African. See, we were eating like underfed kids. Just
like, do you ever think that Nigeria is bad, but then you can't even think of living somewhere else?
Like I'm that way.
Like if you would be able to cope.
It's like Stockholm syndrome. Like you're in love with your host.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my boyfriend tells me literally every day, let's start processing our Canadian visa. But I'm just like
to put it out there that you're not single. See the way you just put it. Put it to my face. I'm not saying that's what I was doing. The way she just put, as if she didn't say anything. My boyfriend, she must have been waiting for it all this
I wasn't. Come on.
How can I let this guy know that I'm not single?
But you didn't
even.
That
I'm not complaining means you had interest. Because if I'm not complaining about her saying
there's no way you can have interest.
Did you have SLK? Be very honest. Did you have an interest in me? Yes or no?
Oh wow.
So I think we should focus on the topic.
Come on. Yes or no?
Yes. You have your answer. You had interest.
Yes or no?
You had an interest. Don't lie.
Did you borrow me money?
Don't lie.
Yes or no?
No, I don't have an interest.
No. That won't work. You can't say, did she borrow you money?
I'm sorry. I don't.
You weren't interested?
No.
In any way?
No.
No.
You have besides, and you put it out there that you have a boyfriend.
And I feel like that is the main reason why.
I have a feeling that you had that line in your hair. How can I put it in there? What did your boyfriend tell you? No, I didn't.
Just like let's process a Canadian visa and leave Nigeria. But I've been very reluctant. That was my point.
Why?
Let him
go. The fact that let
him go
because he wants to leave Nigeria.
Yeah, let him go. You stay.
And do what?
I'm joking.
But yeah, like as bad as Nigeria is, we still want to stay in this country. Yeah. For some, like I don't know what it is. It's almost like jazz, even.
Do you think it's jazz?
That's why people don't leave their abusers. That's what feminists always say now.
Oh my god!
That relationship. You two, you are blaming people that are not leaving their abuser. Meanwhile, you don't want to leave your abuser.
Yeah, Nigeria has abused me in so many ways. I'm not going to lie, but I still keep staying in this country for. I guess for the reasons which we just mentioned.
Honestly, I don't plan on relocating.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
Maybe go on like vacation and everything, but I would still come back here.
Sorry,
and
guys.
have a home here.
I have to say something. Like outside is not perfect here.
True.
And as much as yesterday I saw something on the news, a girl was parked outside her house and she got shot. She was murdered outside her family home. And that really happens in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You understand? So people sell this outside as being perfect story to us.
Then they craze for there too.
Do you get?
I'm just depressed.
Exactly. So outside is not perfect.
People are not
and you don't know because you don't live there.
Exactly. And they control so much of what they put out in the media. So we only see what they want us to see.
Yeah.
And generally most people that go there always complain of one thing, especially in the first few years of them getting there.
Loneliness.
Loneliness.
Yes.
And And
loneliness.
like I said at the beginning, man is a gregarious animal. That loneliness that you have can actually set you back, like can depress you.
Exactly.
Honestly,
I have friends who literally for like months, all they kept complaining about is I'm alone. I don't have family here. Everybody's looking at me weird because everybody has formed their friendship group. So how do you try and break into like, oh guys, be friends with me?
That's
I'm new
true.
here. You know, everybody's looking at you suspiciously because you're even black. Again.
Exactly.
You are Nigerian.
And do you feel like a lot of times you would have to not be yourself because you want to fit in? I mean, when you're in Nigeria, you're home. So like,
Exactly.
what's the worst anybody can do? But when you're outside, you have to make some adjustments.
You're more relaxed.
God.
But yeah, I feel like there's so many things. There's so many good sides to being
And the
Nigerian.
fact that we
Yeah.
have a communal way of living,
Yeah.
although with enlightenment now it's beginning to fade away, but it's still there, sort of.
Yeah, it's
like
still there.
abroad, everybody minds the business.
Exactly.
But like we have this communism. They tell you that
Yes.
village, someone can send you. Is that not your? Come on, leave that place. I will tell your mommy.
Exactly.
You know, there is that.
Exactly.
There's that community. Everybody was raised by the
agree,
community,
yeah.
and you can always go to somebody and just talk to
Yeah.
Omo
Yeah.
yami.
Exactly. I went to my mom's new place last week and there was this woman sitting outside the house. I walked in, I was helping her move things. And the next thing was, can't you greet me? Did I not? You didn't just see us sitting here? Can't you
Exactly.
greet? You know, they're so concerned. Like they're seeing you. They're looking at you, waiting for you to greet them. Waiting for.
Yes,
but that's
greeting
something
is
that
life.
is life for them. There's this
life.
because to them, you've come into their community. This is our house.
Yeah.
You're in our house. You have to say hello to us.
Exactly.
You know, and that's just one thing that also comes with being Nigerian. Another thing that, you know, I love about being Nigeria is just how much we kill it in the music industry in every way, shape, or form.
Burner.
Number one,
Davido.
do you
Wizkid.
understand? Do you understand?
Yeah. True,
Constantly
true.
killing it. Your CU peeps, Simi, Rikasani. Come on.
Ayola. We have to keep. Even Nollywood doing great, man.
Yeah.
Our entertainment industry
I agree.
Killing
is
it.
killing it.
Killing
and even
it.
the tech industry recently, Paystack, Flutterwave. You know, there's this. What's it called? People are
Representation.
Yeah,
representing.
yeah.
Nigerians are geniuses.
Ni-
We're really
Yeah,
good at
we
what
are.
we do.
Nigerians in Nigeria, Nigerians in diaspora,
Yeah,
constantly representing.
killing it.
Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala very recently,
Exactly.
Yeah.
you know, just
Wole Soyinka, legendary,
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 guys.
man.
SLK,
Oh, SLK,
legendary.
man, what are you talking
Daryl
about?
Niger Chef, legendary. Very legendary.
So that's
Yeah.
even Mary, you collect award, abi?
Oh no. No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Yes,
You're good.
yes.
You're good.
So yeah, we constantly kill it, and let's quickly touch on food because obviously this is like a food.
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
So our food as well, like there are different tribes and they have different rich meals, and you are like a food expert, right? So how has that made your job easier with the array of like choices that you have to play with?
Well, I feel like growing up in Nigeria, being Nigerian has made me more open to try different type of cuisine, different types of meals. So when you eat the Yoruba amala, you're not like, ew, what is this? You're like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah, that's good. As opposed to growing up anywhere else and being very snobbish about trying out different things and all of that. Yeah, so that's one good thing about being Nigerian.
Nigerian, and it has helped your brand grow
Yeah,
in
it's helped my
different
brand.
ways.
Yeah, it has helped my brand grow. Yeah, it has actually. It has. And we actually have healthy food, yeah, as opposed to the food that is grown outside that has a lot of chemicals and all of that. So we have healthy food, we have healthy options, and it's easier for us. But I feel like most of us we don't really appreciate what we have. So we are more like looking to what people have outside than cultivating what we have
here.
What we have in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is about to change because with the people that are coming up now, entrepreneurs, people in the farming sector and all of that, we're beginning to grow our own things and beginning to appreciate
stuff,
what we have. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. SLK, stand-up comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Do you think Nigeria has helped your brand grow, or do you think you could be better if you weren't here?
Of course, like ask any comedian. He mirrors his growing up.
Yeah.
If you watch my special, it's on Amazon Prime right now.
Oh wow.
Thank God
Well
I'm funny.
done.
Thank you
Well
very much.
done.
Thank God I'm funny. I spoke a lot about growing up, my childhood, influences, the things I learned from my mom, I mimic my dad. Growing up, everybody, even Trevor Noah talks about his growing up in the township in South Africa a lot in his stand-up.
That's basically all his comedy is centered on.
No, actually, but
you don't think?
no, but yeah, he talks about it a lot. Like every comedian, most comedians, you see a lot of their childhood influence, and so I'm no exception. I speak a lot about my roots. I've studied Yoruba culture a lot. Like I've been in the Yoruba culture. I can tell you 1,001 things, funny things about the Yoruba people. Of course, the fact that I had a balanced childhood also helps. My father, I think, looking at my growing up in retrospect, I think I have the best family. I honestly, genuinely,
That
no
is
jokes,
so sweet.
no jokes. Because growing up, I used to think my father was mean and all this guy, but thinking about it, I think I had the most balanced, the best family because my father really invested in our education. We went to some of the best schools that he could afford, and that gave me that balance. So went to a local church, what you can call a local church, where they speak Yoruba. Had my Yoruba. My father's mom also lived with us. Had that Yoruba domestic. But when I got to a school where like 4 or 5 people were just returnees from America, like that kind of. Yeah. So I had that balance. So yesterday I was at a show. I did a full joke in Yoruba for a Yoruba woman. I said, this one is just for you. Then some people that did not understand Yoruba at all, I went straight into English jokes, like really, really fresh. And that helped my versatility.
Versatility, yeah.
That helps my versatility. What's wrong with you? You have a boyfriend now. Why are you not jazzing me? What's the meaning? Versatility.
I didn't even do anything.
I just wanted to remind myself that I have a boyfriend.
But yeah, we can all say that being Nigerian has helped us one way or the other in our fields, and as crazy as it might seem, as many vices as Nigeria might have, I don't think I would trade it for anything in the world.
I won't trade it for anything. I love my Nigeria.
So if you come back to this, if you had a chance
don't ask that question.
to come back as someone from a particular country, would you come back as Nigerian? I mean, you've said all these nice things.
It's sweet
You've
for
said
mouth.
all these sweet things.
It's sweet for mouth.
Would you come back as a Nigerian?
I think I'll come back as a Nigerian that was born in America, so that I can have dual citizenship, so that I can have options.
Another angle.
Another banger.
Another angle.
Sorry, another angle.
Would you?
I don't think I will come back as a Nigerian.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for real. I want to grow up with less pressure. I want to grow up with more freedom, and I think it's more about being a woman than it is about being
Sure.
I want to grow up and not be told, oh, you need to get married, you need to have children. I want to have that choice. So if I want to decide to get married, let it be my choice, not because people before you got married, because you're a Nigerian, because you're an African woman.
So
I wouldn't want to be a Nigerian. I'm sorry, guys.
But that problem is not just
in Nigeria.
Yeah, I would pick a country where I wouldn't have that.
It's called marriage.
Yeah,
okay.
Because
it's a big deal.
Carry married on their head, basically.
It is. It's like people disregard all your other achievements if you aren't married, especially as a woman, and it sucks.
But it depends on how you look at it, though. Marriage can be an achievement of some sort.
To whoever.
Yeah, to both the man and the woman, actually.
I feel like most Nigerian women just want to have choices. If a Nigerian woman doesn't want to get married, then she shouldn't be judged. She shouldn't be looked down on. She should be allowed not to, because she just doesn't want to. Not because she has a spiritual problem or because she's not beautiful.
And that's one thing I feel like.
It's not a woman thing, though. It's not a woman thing.
It's more of a woman thing. It's more of a woman thing.
Every guy I know that married late got pressures from home.
Not as much as women. Trust me.
I
have a brother who's not married.
I'm not married. Every single time I go home.
No, it's not.
My mother is going to was planning to matchmake me with somebody. You know how ridiculous that.
Well, I don't know, but I feel like it's more for women, or maybe men are just not as vocal as women. I don't know what it is.
That's why I'm going.
I don't know what it is, but as far as I'm concerned,
than men. So a lot of these problems actually for example, somebody tweeted today that they respected her better because she's a woman, that they knew that because she's married, because they now they know that she belongs to somebody else. And I'm like, that's exactly how they treat men too. When men get married, they are respected.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't see. I don't hear about it as much. I don't see it as much.
We don't see it as a big deal. That's the problem. We see it
as a big deal.
Exactly.
I feel where women come in more is because they tell you things like a man can have a child at 70.
At any time.
But for a woman,
your biological
clock. So that is where women,
which is a valid point.
So we are saying the same thing basically.
But the men also get like things like, my mother literally tells me things like, I'm not getting any younger.
But don't you think that this is more common with Nigerian parents?
I think
that's what she's trying to say, because I feel like if we weren't born to Nigerian parents, we wouldn't have this experience.
You've not watched American rom-coms where the woman literally had to hire a man to follow her to her parents' house because they were pressuring her.
Yeah, there is that. But I feel like it's not as common with them as it is here. I think that's the angle she's coming from.
I think it's a general family problem.
I think it's more in Nigeria. I think it's
maybe
more
because you've lived in Nigeria.
Okay.
There's that.
Yeah,
we can only talk for as much as our experience.
A lot of rom-coms in America where the family is pressuring the woman to get married, even the guy too. Family, who is she? Where is she?
Okay.
Like
so do you want to rephrase your answer?
No, not rephrase my answer. But I feel like it's easier for a woman in the US to decide not to get married and not to have children and still be rising to the top of her career and not be judged.
Okay.
Because in the Nigerian setup, in the African setup, we see women as properties, first and foremost. No, you're a man, so it's different for you, because you will get married. Yeah. Your wife will have your name.
Because we have culture here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
our
have this
culture and traditions are so deeply rooted. So and people still hold on to it so much.
It's different.
But in the US or other countries, they don't really have the African culture as much as we do, or they don't really take it as seriously as we do over here. So if I were to say, I don't mind being born as Nigerian, I just want to have more of a choice.
Yeah.
I just want more of a choice.
I think my own is smart, I just imagine born into
I want to have both.
And they give birth to me abroad.
I
just have my green
basically
card.
wants to eat cake and have it.
I don't mind being born as a Nigerian. I just want to have a choice. Like I want to have as much. I just want to be able to choose what I want for myself. If I want to get married, if I don't want to get married, I don't want to be constantly scrutinized and be judged based on like a particular culture and tradition, and I have to follow this.
But another angle
is that
SLK
always has another angle.
Another angle is that
give us another angle.
There's a human tendency. There's a human proclivity to want to get married.
Oh, we're not saying marriage is wrong.
No. I'm saying even you have you give yourself a pressure to get married.
I agree,
and I don't mind that.
Most of the single non-married women or men that are there, they face that pressure of wanting to get married as well.
But imagine
probably going through that pressure.
But imagine now merging that with pressure from other people.
I'm just saying.
It's hard enough feeling pressure from yourself.
You want to decide not to get married. I'm like, it's not exactly that easy. Most people want to get married, actually. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Man is a gregarious animal.
But it feels good when you're the one saying, okay, I want to get married, not you have to get married. There's an entire
it's hard. Like I know when people keep telling you, "Oh, you need to get married." Do you think I don't know that I? Do you think I don't want a husband? Do you think I don't want kids?
It's just like after getting married, hey, you now want to have the talk of kids.
You don't have children.
You have children. There's always pressure. Pressure is a constant thing anywhere.
I want to feel the pressure from myself and myself alone. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah. I think he has a point. There's always pressure, actually.
There's always pressure, and on both genders.
Something else.
There's pressure on both genders. There's always pressure.
For the men, it's you have to make money, take care of your family.
Exactly.
You have to do this. You have to do that. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I agree with you there.
So we can't eat our cakes. And
you can't.
Life is a pressure.
Okay, I feel like as a human being, try to block out as much as
exactly.
possible.
So you need
it's your responsibility to decide what you let in.
I would like to train my kids to know how to handle pressure.
How will you? Okay,
to know how to handle pressure, to know how to shield themselves and not allow pressure to be impervious to pressure. Yeah, because pressure is going to happen, especially when it comes to things like vocal abuse, for example. If you whatever happens, you are going to be abused, like among kids, like vocally.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to grow a thick skin to things, because people are not entirely just jolly. Nobody is going to.
Nobody knows you from anywhere.
That's
To be
true.
honest.
That's a vital training to have.
That's true. That's true.
If there's one thing I've taken from this conversation is that we're going to make great parents, because I feel like we've experienced the best of like different
Yeah.
worlds.
The only thing I've taken from this conversation
Is that she has a
is that she has a
boyfriend?
boyfriend.
I'm sorry,
No,
but
come
yeah.
on, I'm not angry.
Like you just put pressure on her without even knowing.
No, it's
No,
fine.
I'm good. I'm good.
It's fine. It's fine.
We're good, yeah. I mean, I really, really enjoyed this conversation.
Me too. I wish it wouldn't end.
Me too. Me too. Constantly reminded of how much I have a love-hate relationship with this country.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all for this episode, guys. I feel like I want to do that better. Do you have any last words? Any last
Go for
addition?
beat. Go for beat.
That's so Nigerian.
Last words.
That's so Nigerian. Yeah.
Tell me you're Nigerian without telling me
Yeah.
you're
We talk
Nigerian.
about how we are so religious as Nigerians.
Yeah.
Everything is God, God, God.
That's, I feel like that's
God.
like a whole other topic.
We're not the most
Yeah.
religious
On
country.
its own.
Which country
We
is the
are.
most religious?
We're not as religious as
China,
India.
be
We're not
India.
as religious as Saudi Arabia. We're not as religious as Dubai. We're not as religious
I
as
mean, if
Italy.
I don't
We're
know
not
if
as
I,
religious as Brazil.
Oh yeah, sorry. He's actually right.
Yeah.
Those countries like Dubai, they don't even do shit
Exactly,
when they're fasting and all of
exactly.
that.
yeah,
so-
yeah, and we come like I don't know if I want to experience that, because even the religiosity that I experience in Nigeria
Please, it's too much. I
alone
beg. It's too much.
is a lot.
Exactly.
Is a lot.
India, they have like 200 and something gods. You know what that means? You know what that
But
means?
that's very confusing. Yeah.
How do you wake up and choose what God to serve every day?
Just thank God.
So
But-
happy I'm not Indian. Maybe I would want your hair.
But anyway, cheers to our love-hate relationship with
Can
Nigeria.
I chest with my left hand? Yes, I can. That's a Nigerian.
Cheers to being Nigerian. Cheers to having you guys on the show. I had so
Thank you
much
for
fun
having us, Mary.
talking about this.
cheers to you and your boyfriend.
Cheers to you,
I hope
SLK.
you guys last.
We will.
In
Okay.
Canada with your
Get
kids.
your own girlfriend. This was fun. This was such a fun episode. And don't forget, it was brought to you by Devon Kings. Make sure to tune in next time on another episode with me, Miraclette of Kings Arena, where we will be talking about another interesting topic per usual. Until next time, it's bye from me. Bye.
Powered by Devon Kings. Produced by Blow 48 in Van.